नुसल्ली व नसल्लिम अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम इन्नल्लाहा व मलाइकतहु युसल्लूना अलन नबी या अय्युहल्लज़ीना आमनू सल्लु अलैहि व सल्लिमू तस्लीमा अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि व सल्लिम व बारिक अला सय्यिदिना व हबीबिना व शफीइना व मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व बारिक व सल्लिम अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि व सल्लिम व बारिक अला सय्यिदिना व हबीबिना व शफीइना व मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व बारिक व सल्लिम अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि व सल्लिम व बारिक अला सय्यिदिना व हबीबिना व शफीइना व मौलाना मुहम्मदिन व बारिक व सल्लिम। My dear respected brothers, friends, elders, mothers and sisters listening at home, mere muhtaram, dosto aur buzurgo, today is the 12th of Dhul Hijjah, and the Haji, the pilgrims, they have completed their Hajj of stoning the 3 Jamarat. And some will return back to Makkah, some will return back to Medina, and some will even make their way back home now. And there are those who will possibly stay in Mina another extra day. ये भी मुस्तहब है, यानी 12वीं तारीख को जमरात के रमी के बाद बंदा जो है वो हज से फारिग हो जाता है, और अगर वो चाहे तो जहाँ भी मक्का जाए, मदीना मुनव्वरा जाए, या वो वापस आ जाए, और भी हो सकता है। और अगर वो चाहे तो on the 13th they can stay in Mina and then till the next day, and then they complete their Hajj in that manner. So when we performed Hajj, we stayed on the 13th day in Mina, and I can still remember our tent was completely empty. The tent was completely empty. Mina was completely empty. So it was another experience. तो जो हज के लिए जाते हैं तो उनको चाहिए कि वो रहे। हाँ, अगर कोई न रहे तो उसमें कोई हरज भी नहीं है। There's no sin or there's no कराहिया, it's not makruh or something not to stay. लेकिन एक चीज़ हमने ये देखा है कि हज में जो हजरात जल्दबाजी करते हैं तो उनको तकलीफ होती है, और जो जल्दबाजी नहीं करते हैं और इंतज़ार करते हैं कि चलो लोग चले जाए तो फिर बाद में हम जाएंगे, तो उनके लिए कुछ राहत ज़्यादा होती है। And this is got to in life as well, the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that जल्दबाजी जो है वो शैतान की तरफ से है। जल्दबाजी वो शैतान की तरफ से है। Hastiness is from shaitan, and wal itminan, yani to be content, to do things, not to be extremely slow in doing things, but to be calm, peaceful, is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one of the things that when we went for Hajj, our Shaykh al-Hadith Sahib, we went to visit him, Hazrat Mufti Inayatullah Sahib. So Mufti Sahib gave us one advice. He said, कि आप ये देखेंगे कि जब when it's time to go to Arafah, everyone's going to be there waiting, 5 hours standing there in the queue, right? तो आप इस तरह करो कि it's not as if they're going to leave you behind. It's not as if they're going to leave you behind. So what you should do is you should just, stay in the tent, relax, and then after that, when you find out that the coaches are here, then you calmly go and make your line. इसी तरह ही हमने किया। तो हमने देखा कि हमारे साथ जो साथी थे, तो जल्दबाजी की वजह से वो जल्दी चले जाते और वहाँ क्यू में और वहाँ भीड़ में they would wait there for 5 hours, and then after that, obviously when you're standing at one place for 5 hours, then frustration tends to build up. तो ये जल्दबाजी से यही होता है। इसी तरह अरफा में भी they tell you that after Maghrib Salah, then they don't pray Arafah, Maghrib Salah in Arafah. You tend to go to Muzdalifah and you perform your Maghrib and Isha in Muzdalifah. So they say to you as well that look, we will call you when the time comes. When the coaches arrive, we will call you. But many people, and this is unfortunately the vast majority, what they would do is before even Maghrib, they'll go and stand where the coaches are going to come. Now obviously if the coaches are not going to come on time, then that will also build frustration. So इस तरह जो है बंदे अपने हज को खराब करते हैं। Because then what happens is, then you're having kickoffs here, you're swearing at one person here. So ये इसी वजह से हमारे हज़रत मुफ्ती इनायतुल्लाह साहब ने हमें ये भी नसीहत में ये फरमाया था कि आप जो है लोग तो मुज़दलिफा और फिर on the 10th day after doing the जमरा उस्ता को रमी करने के बाद जो है वो वापस आते हैं मीना को और फिर वहाँ से जो है वो तवाफ़ ज़ियारत के लिए जाते हैं। तो हमारे कुर्बानी के बाद तो हमारी मुफ्ती साहब ने हमें शेखुल हदीस साहब ने हमें ये नसीहत दी थी that look, people are going to try and go straight away on the 10th day. Don't do that. If you can't, अगर हो सके तो तुम 11वीं तारीख को तवाफ़ ज़ियारत कर लेना. Do it on the next day. तो ये यानी this is obviously only those individuals who accept that who can do sabr in their ihram. So we had many people, unfortunately, because everyone wants to be knowledgeable when it comes to deen. तो गोया कि हर बंदा जो है ना आलिम है. तो हम वापस आए, we came back from after doing the jamra. So एक चीज़ है what you need to remember is run hat. Ra stands for rami, noon stands for nahar, ha stands for halaq, and ta stands for tawaf. So this is the order, run hat. So you have to do this in order. इसको जो है ना तरतीब के साथ करनी है. अगर कोई तरतीब में ये कर ले, आगे पीछे कर ले, तो उसके ऊपर दम लाजिम होता है. तो हमारे यहाँ ये हुआ कि ग्रुप वालों ने कहा कि देखो, because of the rush, after you've done your rami, you could go back to Mina, or you could go back to your hotel in the Aziziyah and relax over there, and don't start ringing us, finding out if the nahar has been done, if the qurbani has been done. We will ring you and we will tell you. तो उसमें क्या हुआ कि बाज़े साथियों ने बहुत जल्दबाजी की कि वो फोन करते रहे, is it done? So one mufti sahab, not a mufti sahab, he doesn't even know how to read the Quran maybe, right? So he said, you don't have to do nahar, you could do your halaq. Who said you have to do it in order? So he came up with his own mas'ala, so that everyone in the group, they thought, you know what, it's true. So then he put his hair in front of everyone, and everyone also shaved their hair in the hotel. Ye nahar se pehle, before nahar. So you can imagine the state of these people. You spend, well, when we went for Hajj, it was 2,600 pounds, alhamdulillah. Abhi to masla kuch aur hai, Allah Ta'ala hifazat farmaye, right? So, can you imagine paying 2,600 in those days? It's a lot of money, especially if you've gone with your family members. लेकिन कुछ जल्दबाजी की वजह से वो हज को खराब कर दिया उन्होंने. So वो नहर से पहले उन्होंने हलक कर दिया. So what happened was, then we said to our group, well, obviously you can't really convince the entire group. So our extended people that we knew, we said to them that, look, Mufti Inayatullah said to us that do the tawaf the next day. तो बाज़ों ने कहा ये क्या है, किसने कहा नेक्स्ट डे करने का, अभी आराम में किस तरह बैठना है. तो वो चले गए तवाफ के लिए. तो तवाफ के लिए गए तो मसला इस तरह हुआ कि there were people standing on top of one another. That's how much rush there was. So one of our satis, he went, bichara, he got crushed, then I had to take him to the hospital. And we didn't do our tawaf. We did the tawaf the next day. तो इतने सहूलत के साथ हमने किया कि तवाफ ज़ियारत के वक्त भी we were able to touch the Kaaba. So we took my mom with us. She was able, without pushing anyone. Because everyone wanted to do their tawaf on the 10th day. Halaki, you could do the tawaf on the 10th, the 11th, the 12th as well. तो ये जल्दबाजी जो है इसने हमें ये कर दिया. बहरहाल अभी आज जो है, there are people who have already now left Mina, and the Hajis, they're finished. They can come back to England and they can go back to their countries. And there are those individuals who are going to stay in Mina. And it's also an ibadah, that they can stay on the 13th as well and do Jamarat again on the 13th. बहरहाल अब हम जो नहीं गए हैं या जो साथी गए हैं हज के लिए लेकिन बार बार नहीं जा सकते हैं. पहले ज़माने में बाज़ इस तरह के भी खुश नसीब होते थे जो हर साल को हज के लिए जाते हैं. लेकिन अभी तो masla kuch aur hai. So in the past, there were individuals who were able to go for Hajj every single year. So then what do? So there are some ahadith and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's as though he knew, right, that this is going to happen. So there are people around the world who spend their entire life crying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they want to go for Hajj and they don't get the opportunity. तो अल्लाह ताला ने हमारे लिए आसानी कर दिया कि इस मुल्क में कोई आज अगर इरादा करे उम्रे के लिए तो आज भी जा सकता है. If an individual sitting here now, right, you make the intention that I want to go for Umrah now, it's actually possible to fly out now. You just book your ticket for the evening, you do your visa, it'll take you 15 minutes. It'll take you 15 minutes. And that's it, you fly out for Umrah. Itna asan hai. You'll be in Makkah, the next day, early morning. It's 7 o'clock, 7 a.m., you'll be in Makkah. Right? So this is how easy Umrah and Hajj has become for us. लेकिन बाज़े ऐसे हैं जो पूरी जिंदगी वो रोते रहते हैं लेकिन उनको हज और उम्रा नसीब नहीं होता. तो उनके लिए और हमारे लिए भी अल्लाह ने और अल्लाह के प्यारे हबीब सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने ऐसे आमाल बताए हैं कि जिन आमाल करने से यहाँ घर बैठ के भी हम हज के सवाब हासिल कर सकते हैं. So those of us who aren't able to fly out instantly, then for us, you can actually sit at home and earn the reward of Hajj. Every single day you can receive the reward of more than 10 Hajj every single day. This is obviously, one is the reward of Hajj and one is going and performing Hajj. Don't get this wrong. Sometimes, Mowlana साहब ने कह दिया कि हज के सवाब तो अब मैं लोगों को ये भी कहूँगा कि मैंने हज कर लिया है, right? So it's like saying वो जो 3 मर्तबा कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद पढ़ने से क्या होता है? पूरे कुरान शरीफ पढ़ने का सवाब है. तो एक बंदे ने 3 कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद उसने हिफ्ज कर लिया तो सबको कहने लगा कि मैं हाफिज कुरान बन गया, right? हाफिज कुरान बना है? नहीं बना है ना. I just made that up. Right? So just by memorizing Surah Ikhlas doesn't make you a hafiz of the Quran, right? Just because of the reward. The reward in itself is huge, but going and performing Umrah, going and carrying out Hajj is a different experience in itself. Brothers who have never performed Hajj, Wallahi al-Azim, make the intention today. आज ही इरादा करें. और सच्ची ये तबलीगी वाली इंशाअल्लाह नहीं. Not the one that, oh, you've been saying all your life, inshallah, 40 din inshallah, 3 din inshallah, and then you never go. On the day, oh, there are some people, they look guilty now, right? If we make the intention today and every week, every month, you put some money to aside, wallah, it will be possible for you to go for Hajj next year. If an individual who wants to do it, it's possible. Every week, if you're a taxi driver, do a few hours extra with the intention that this is for my Hajj. If you're working at a place which allows you overtime, I can't do overtime. Imagine that, extra namaz. I'll lead 1 extra namaz, I'll get paid extra. It's not possible, right? Allah Ta'ala hifazat farmai. Right? So when I graduated, I used to get people calling me and they're saying, do you do private tuition? When you come to my house, then I will pay you. I said no. Allah Ta'ala is severe. Allah Ta'ala is that we don't have to spend extra hours of our time and spend it with family. Nevertheless, those brothers who are able to do extra hours with the intention that I want to go for Hajj next year. And inshallah, Allah will make it easy for you. Allah will make it easy for you. You just need to put some money on the side every week, every month, and inshallah, Allah will make it easy. Nevertheless, in the meantime, how do we attain the reward of Hajj? There are numerous ahadith where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if an individual does this, Hajj reward. If an individual does this, the reward of Hajj and Umrah. So what are they? So I'm going to just read out some of the ahadith. Some you're already doing it. Some of this, you're already doing it, but you don't know. I don't know. तो ये इस तरह है कि हम कर रहे हैं, हमें मालूम ही नहीं है. तो Sheikh Shahi Mukhtar Sahib Rahmatullah फरमाते थे कि एक बच्चा है वो सो रहा है, एक बच्चा है, a young boy, he's going to sleep, and every night his father comes and kisses him on the cheek, right? Every night he gets the kiss, but he doesn't know, he's fast asleep. He's fast asleep. And another child, he goes to sleep, and every night he knows my father has just walked into my room, and he knows that my father has just kissed me, and he goes, that feeling that that child gets is a different feeling. Yes or no? Yes. Right? Isi tarah, ye baze, sometimes we're doing certain acts, we don't even know what reward we're getting. We're like the child who's asleep and the father is kissing you and going. And the one who carries out an action and he knows the reward of it, it's like the one whose father walked in and he's aware that he's just kissed me on the cheek and walked out. So ये फजाइल का जानना उसमें बहुत फायदा है. It's for the itminan. Nevertheless, so one of them which all of you have just done now. So congratulations, Haji. Everyone Haji. You're not Haji, by the way, right? But you get the reward of Hajj. Just today, you walk to the masjid. Did everyone do wudu at home? Yes? Everyone did wudu at home? Oh, some people, mashallah, you know, कभी घर में वुजू नहीं करेंगे, यहाँ मस्जिद ही में आके करेंगे. So मौलाना बिलाल साहब जो है, शेख हदीस साहब, उन्होंने कहा कि कोविड के वक्त जब उन्होंने कहा कि वुजू खाना you can't use it, तो कहा alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, that at least the masjid bill will be reduced. Nevertheless, don't, you're allowed to do wudu. Right? We won't expose you. Right? But if you've done, no, now I'm going to expose you. If you've done wudu at home, then listen to this hadith. عن أبي أمامة رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من خرج من بيته متطهرا إلى صلاة مكتوبة فأجره كأجر الحاج المحرم. فأجره كأجر الحاج المحرم. Abu Umama radiallahu ta'ala who heard this hadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that man kharaja min baytihi mutatahhiran ila salatin maktuba, that the one who comes out from his house whilst he's already performed his wuzu, and he comes out from his house and then he comes to for a farz salah ila salatin maktuba, fa ajruhu ka ajri al-hajj al-muhrim, that he will receive the reward of that haji who dons himself with the ihram from home. एक तो है वहां जाके ihram बांधना, और एक है घर से ihram बांध के जाना. दोनों में सवाब में जमीन आसमान का फर्क है. Right? The one who does wudu at home and he walks to the masjid, this individual will receive the reward of a hajj, but not a normal hajj, the hajj of a person who put his ihram on from home. So this is from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then وَمَنْ خَرَجَ إِلَى تَسْبِيحِ الضُّحَى لَا يُنْسِبُهُ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ فَأَجْرُهُ كَأَجْرِ الْمُعْتَمِرِ. The one who came to the masjid with the intention of performing Salatul Duha. So the midday prayer around 10ish, if an individual goes and performs Salatul Duha. Now this is whether you perform it at home or whether you perform it at your workplace. I can still remember our madrasas, they used to give the break time at 10 o'clock, and this was taken from the Darul Ulooms. From Darul Uloom, they were in them days, the break time for students was 10 o'clock, so that students can come out from class and they can pray Salatul Duha. And then have a quick cup of tea and back into class. So I used to see my class fellows, like they used to come straight into the masjid hall from class, and they used to perform their 2 rakats of Salatul Duha. And there are so many rewards of Salatul Duha. Ab sallallahu alaihi wasallam ने फरमाया कि ये जो जिस्म के हर हड्डी है, हर हड्डी के बदले में हमें अल्लाह के शुक्र अदा करनी है. For every bone, every joint, we need to thank Allah. The one who performs Salatul Duha, then that Salatul Duha is thanking Allah for every joint in his body. And then obviously along with that, he will receive the reward of an Umrah. So that's one hadith. Another hadith, listen to this. And Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu anhu قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So this hadith is narrated by Hazrat Anas radiyallahu anhu, who was the fortunate Sahabi who stayed in the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 10 years. And so he says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Man salla al-ghada fi jama'ah Man salla al-ghada fi jama'ah, the one who performs the morning prayer in congregation. Not in bed, not at home. The one who performs the morning prayer in congregation. ثم قعد يذكر الله حتى تطلع الشمس. फिर नमाज पढ़ने के बाद वो बैठे रहे मस्जिद में या घर में जाके बैठे रहे और जिक्रुल्लाह करे. He does the dhikr of Allah, and then until he does the dhikr of Allah until the sun has risen. Suraj tulu ho jai, and then obviously approximately after 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes after the sun has risen, this individual, he summa salla rak'atayn. He performs 2 rakat salah. And that's why, because that time is known as Ishraq, the salah is also known as Salatul Ishraq. So the one who performs those 2 rakats, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, كَانَتْ لَهُ كَأَجْرِ حَجَّةٍ وَعُمْرَةٍ. For him will be the reward of 1 Hajj and 1 Umrah. 1 Hajj, 1 Umrah. I know people who have lived and been acting upon this hadith for more than 40-50 years. More than 40-50 years. कि ये हज और उम्रे का जो सवाब है वो हासिल कर सकते हैं बंदे. तो अल्लाह ताला हमें तौफीक अता फरमाए. And then قال Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Anas radiallahu anhu says, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't only say that the individual will receive the reward of Hajj and Umrah. He said, tammatan, tammatan, tammatan. 3 martaba आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया, मुकम्मल सवाब, मुकम्मल सवाब, मुकम्मल सवाब. That complete reward. It's not like, oh, you'll get some of the reward of Hajj or some of the reward of Umrah. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he repeated himself 3 times and he said, tammatan, 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 complete, complete, complete reward. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to act upon this hadith. Obviously, for some of us it's possible, those who maybe have to rush off to work, or for you it may not be possible. So then on the days where you're off from work, at least act upon this hadith once a week. For those of us who don't have anything to do, early morning, maybe we'll work later on in the day, then at least we should try and act upon this hadith. Another one, I really enjoy reading this hadith, and the young boys and girls who go to madrasa every single day. You go to madrasa for your normal classes, for hifz class, for alim class, whatever class you go to. When you go to a masjid to study, not online sitting at home, right, on your bed, wearing your nightie. वो जो कोविड जब हुआ था तो बाज़े तो माशाअल्लाह वो बेड में नाइटी पहन के, some maybe not even in Allah Akbar Kabira, right? So I'm not going to go into that. वो एक ज़माना था अजीब, that was some crazy time. And then some of us, we sadly have kind of held on to that. There were, I can still remember when COVID started, we had to go online. There were many parents who pulled their children out, and then they got a tutor from Pakistan, right? Because here you have to pay fees 30 something pounds a month, right? And over there 30 pounds for the full year, right? Obviously cheap. So if it's cheap, then we'd rather just, why is someone looking at me like, which one's that? Which deal is that? The 30 pounds for the whole year, can you tell us? Right? So let me tell you, we really as a community need to take this out of our heads. Wallah, कि ये जो सिर्फ कुरान शरीफ पढ़ लेना, ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है. We don't send our children to madrasa just to read the Quran. We should send them to madrasa with the intention that I want my children to not only read the Quran, but study the deen, learn the deen, and become deendar. Become deendar. This is the most important thing. To sit in the masjid. So look at this reward that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions. He says, "Man ghada ila al-masjid, man ghada ila al-masjid, la yuridu illa an yata'allama khayran aw yu'allima, la yuridu illa an yata'allama khayran aw yu'allima, kana lahu ka ajri hajjin tamman hajjatuhu." Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that the one who goes to the masjid and his only intention is to learn something good from the deen. So whether that's tajweed, whether that's dars hadith, whether that's you going to learn your qaida or your juz'am or your Quran, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the one who does this, and not only for the students but also for the ustads, for the appas, for them, because he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the one who goes to teach as well, for them, كَانَ لَهُ كَأَجْرِ حَاجٍ حَجَّتْهُ تَامَّةً. That for him will be the reward of a complete Hajj. So imagine our children, 5 days a week, they go to the madrasa. 5 days a week, they are receiving the reward of a complete Hajj. Of a complete Hajj. Right? The ustads, the apas that they go to, teach, they are also receiving that reward. The imams who come to the masjid to do a dars, they're also getting that reward. The musalli who's coming to the masjid to listen to the dars, they're also getting the reward. You sit in ta'aleem, you get the reward. You deliver the ta'aleem, you get the reward. So this is the beauty of this. And then I'll just one more, inshallah, because we have a lot of youngsters here. So I'll finish on this hadith. عن أنس رضي الله تعالى عنه قال أتى رجل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So Anas رضي الله عنه, again the famous Sahabi, the very fortunate Sahabi, he narrates that this man came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This normal person, he came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, "Inni ashtahil jihad, wala aqdiru alayh." You can imagine, subhanallah, these people were solid people. मैं और आप जो है ना, हम तो डरपोक है, बुज़दिल है. Allah Ta'ala हमारी बुज़दिली को दूर फरमाए. Like when our children do something that's, oh, don't do that, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get hurt. So all our life we do that. They grow up as kittens as well, right? So they're all scared. So imagine अभी जिहाद में जाने की ज़रूरत पड़े तो हम सब ही यहाँ ही बैठे रहेंगे, right? In it, that's the case. These individuals, he came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he said, "Inni ashtahil jihad." That I seriously want to go for jihad to protect the deen of Allah, right? So wala aqdiru alayhi. The issue is I don't have a single penny, I don't have a horse, I don't have an armor, I don't have anything. So then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then obviously I have family as well. So when you go for jihad, you need to leave wealth behind over there. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him that hal baqiya min walidayka ahad. That is any of your parents still remaining? Are they still alive? Right. So then this individual, he says, "Na'am, ummi," that my mother is still alive. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam listened to this hadith, especially for the young brothers. Right. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Fa'ablillaha fi barriha." Show Allah how much you can look after your parents. Meaning, go out of your way in serving them. He didn't just say be kind to them. He said, فَأَبْلِلَّهَ. Go out of your way in being kind to them and show Allah how much you can do for your parents. Because why? فَإِذَا فَعَلْتَ ذَلِكَ. If you can do this. So to this man he's saying it. And to me and you he's saying it. He said, if you can do this, then forget just jihad. فَأَنْتَ حَاجٍ وَمُعْتَمَرٍ وَمُجَاهِدٍ. You're not only a mujahid, you're a haji and you're a mu'tamir, the one who's performed umrah. You will receive the reward. Every day, me and you, by serving our parents, by being good to them, by listening to them, by obeying them, by being kind to them, we can receive the reward of hajj, of umrah, and not only that, of jihad as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows, wallah, the kind of society we're growing up in. Wallahi al-azim, I don't know how fast things are changing now. But now you have children, teens, they're going through their turbulent years. But even after teens, individuals growing up and they're treating their parents like slaves and servants. Like slaves, like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he asked Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam, that when is the day of judgment? So Jibreel alayhi salam asked Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when is the day of judgment? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, "Man mas'ulu anha bi'a'lama min as-sa'il." The one asking does not know more than the one being asked. Meaning you don't know, I don't know as well. Only Allah knows when the day of judgment is. And then he said, okay, then can you give me some signs? So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, وَأَنْ تَرَى الْحُفَاةَ الْعُرَاءَ شَاةَ رِعَاءَ الشَّاءِ. Though you will see that this normal person is treating, and وَأَنْ تَلِدَ الْأَمَةَ رَبَّتَهَا, that a mother will give birth to her master. A mother will give birth to her master. The mother should have been the queen, and she should have given birth to her slave. But it's the opposite way around. the mother will give birth to her master. The child will treat his mother as though he is a master. He is the king and the mother is the slave. So, my dear friends, for Allah's sake, we need to really, we need to go out of our way. Yes, sometimes, your parents you might feel they don't understand me. They're 4 times your age. Who said they don't understand you? But yes, sometimes parents can be difficult. Bazi jo parents here, but even if they're difficult, look at what they have done for you. I went to a jalsa in Blackburn. He said one of the greatest favors our parents have done for us is that they kept their iman secure, so we were born into this world as Muslims. If they didn't keep their iman secure and they left Islam, we would have come into this world as kafirs. But we are so fortunate that we came to this world with iman. So we owe the world to them. We owe the world to them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us. And if we do this, inshallah, فَأَنْتَ حَاجٍ وَمُعْتَمِرٍ وَمُجَاهِدٍ, we will receive the reward of Hajj, of Umrah, and of Jihad every single day, inshallah. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallah wa bihamdihi.